when you came in, I remember it. You hit the 55, right? And I said, he has two options. Either he keeps going, his veterans is gonna try to put a hold on it.
Welcome to No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. I'm Mike Botticell. Gil, you're looking something different about you this week.
Man, I got that gear on.
Get that tough crowd on.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, that tough crowd on.
For sure.
Brandon Jennings, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Thanks, fam. Appreciate it.
Brought the label,
Respect.
making you look. We're updating your look. It's
Yeah, I'm old school, so I gotta get updated by the young ones.
So you're an LA guy, so it's a matter of time before you came in with us. And a thing I think, Gil, we recognize is you're a pioneer of your day. That prep to pro world, where things are going now, you know?
Yes.
Salute that.
Yeah, did that in 2008 with Sonny Vaccaro. He was like one of the guys to start it, to get it going. And I didn't think it would come, be as big as it is now, with Melo Ball doing it and things like that. So it's progressing. It's progressing and giving, other kids opportunities in life.
Was that a hard decision? Because it was different, no one ever, done it before. So it was one of those things. I remember because you was going to Arizona.
Yes.
So when you opted out and went overseas, it was like was that decision just was it hard, or were you like, nah, I'm just gonna go play pro and get that experience first?
Well, it was hard because first I didn't even know if I was physically ready for that type of basketball. And I mean, that was the first time I've ever been out the country. So I was definitely it was definitely hard. And then, the media was just killing me. Like, ESPN, just, who does this kid think he is? Like, it's never gonna work. Like, skipping out on college. So it's kind of like, I was kind of like a villain kind of for a minute. So, but once I got there, I just started working on my game and, I just started experiencing different things in life. So it was cool.
How was the play there?
It was definitely a lot of pick and roll. A lot of pick and roll basketball. Just a lot of teaching too. So, and I needed that. Coming from Oak Hill, number one player, thinking I'm the hot this, and go over there and just get a reality check. It was really, just really good for me.
I'm gonna say it took balls because you had to know all that media hype was and the scrutiny is coming at you. For a young kid, someone's got to go the other direction.
No one makes a decision knowing that they're gonna get killed by the media. No one makes a decision like, the media about to kill me and I'm gonna be okay with it. Nah, you just
not even kill you, but they're gonna analyze your game. They're gonna scrutinize the decision. It's just there's more heat than if I'm just gonna go to Arizona.
The heat comes from Got to remember, no one's ever done it. No one knew what it was. So when you do something for the first time, usually people are questioning it because they never thought of it. They never thought of it, and they wanted to fail so they can say, I told you, you should have just went to college. It's one of those type of moves. So, I remember, we was playing and it was like, all right, let's see how it works. But any high level player, it made sense because it's like, well, that league will be harder than college. So he will actually get better. If you just if I say, all right, go to overseas for 1 year or play in college for 1 year, when you leave, where you're gonna be, which player is gonna be better? You're gonna say the overseas player. Because he's playing with adults, experience. He's learning a different type of game. So it made sense from, the basketball side of it. Just, I don't think the media was ready for it.
This is an obvious question, but why don't more guys do it?
Well, I mean, now they're playing guys in the G League more. I think so. I think the money's a little higher here. I heard they're starting like a 16 and under league, where they paying players for $100K. So, I mean, they're trying to find ways to keep us here. But I think a kid coming out of high school should go to China and hoop. Like, I think it just turned it to a whole nother level.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Financially, yes. Because what ends up happening is, like, let's say you was it Jalen Green?
Yeah.
Let's say a player like Jalen Green went to China for that year. They'll pay him $1 million, $1.5 million. They'll pay him $1 million, $1.5 million.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, for sure.
If you have a big enough, if you have a big
$1 million
enough,
you need a name.
if you have a big, he has a big enough name. If LaMelo Ball went to China, his name would have generated a lot of money, and that right there opens up another avenue. But you know, a reason a lot of kids don't do it still is because some kids want to play college basketball. You know what I mean? Some kids like the ideal of playing college basketball. Some like the ideal of the education. You know, because you got to remember your parents, for the most part, are going to be pushing that education stuff. So it's like, let me go ahead and, you know, let me go ahead and do this for moms and pops.
But I think it's also the unknown as a kid. It takes balls because you're going to go overseas. Like, culturally, it's an adjustment. It's a culture shock. Yeah. And so it's a lot easier to say, I'll go to Michigan or Duke or Carolina, something like that.
That's a culture shock. You're a West Coast kid.
At least it's your same home
You're a
country.
West Coast kid going to the East Coast and it's cold as shit there. Like, you know, that's different.
Yeah.
But so what was that adjustment?
I mean, shit. Me going from Dominguez to Oak Hill was a culture shock. Up in the mountains, up in the hills.
But at least they speak the same language. I mean, you know. Yeah.
But still, like, nobody. The nearest thing was like a McDonald's, which was 45 in a gas station, 45 minutes away. So I was basically like in just like just a ball and basketball. So that was like different. Like, no hanging out with the homies after, like none of that. Go right back to the dorm, and you know, it was different. It was different.
But the other thing you had coming out was an all-time great mixtape, which we've seen mixtapes now and how they, but man, the coldest ever.
High school? Yeah, I mean, I think we were actually like the first ones to actually get it going. You know, it was just, it was also weird too, just to see guys like running up to you with cameras like during that time. That was the MySpace era time and, you know, all that sidekicks and everything. So, yeah, that era was fun, man. You know, a lot of guys like John Wall, O.J. Mills, Derrick Roses, and all that. So it was a lot of great mixtapes.
There was some good mixtapes, but there was some good ones. But yours stood out to the world. It was like, it was one of the, you know, we all played high school basketball. You know, you play high school basketball, you think you're the coldest thing walking, and then you just go on the internet and, and bam, like, what? What is this? And that was what we all, like, NBA players, like, yo, hey, nah, bro, who is this, bro? Like, what moves does he have? He sitting there trying shit, I'm not left-handed, but let me go ahead. And we sit here writing moves down, you know, because we, you know, once you got to that level, you didn't really look down. But as soon as the mixtapes hit, that changed everything.
And you were part of that wave that shifted.
Because you got to remember, we're pros and we're seeing high school kids do shit we didn't even think of. You know what I mean? And we're sitting here like, yo, that's coming. Yo, we gotta change our game up. Fuck, you know, the people who we're playing against now, they got them regular ass crossover moves. This is some whole different type of stuff that we ain't even ready for. So we had to adjust quick.
And you were at that time, you were just playing your game, being yourself. That was captured, right? Cut up, looked cool. Now some kids do it for the mixtape, and they want that part of their game showcased in the mixtape.
I think I gotta blame the internet for it a little bit. I mean, because when we were playing, I mean, you know, back when I was coming up, I mean, you know, guys like Gilbert Arenas, you know, the Drew League and everything like that was like, you know, when the Drew League was in the middle of school, you know, so it was just different. Like the era of the UCLA runs were different. I remember being a young kid going up to UCLA, playing on the same court with you guys, and Paul Pierce and all this. So it was just we were around just a lot more, and it was more rare and raw. Back then it was just raw because it's like we
it was real basketball.
Yeah, it was just real. So when you got a chance, it was like, yo, I have to prove my point. Like I got to prove my point, like right from the jump.
I was gonna say it was more intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta remember it's real basketball. So it's not like, we're going out there and we're purposely trying to, it's like now it's more of the back to the old N1 style. We're doing it to be on the mixtape.
It's a lot of teaming up too.
Yeah, this was just basketball and it was just a very high level skill of him hooping. And that's the difference between now. Like you can look at a player and say, all right, he's talented. You can say, okay, he's Instagram good. You can actually see the difference.
Or now when that kid comes in the gym, we saw your little mixtape. Now we're gonna show, now you're with the big boys.
Yeah,
now.
but that's what I said. A lot of kids get barbecued because of their mixtape.
Yeah.
They get barbecued because of their mixtape. Their mixtape made them seem like they was some killers. And then you be like, and then you go at it. But that's what I've said. Back when the mixtape, you talking about Derrick Rose and all, it was real basketball just filmed and cut up and showcased. Now it's a little different. Kids are playing for the camera. That's the...
That was just raw and
that was just
unfiltered.
It was unfiltered, raw, and we cared a lot about like who was ranked up above us. Remember that? That was big. Like seeing them new rankings come out, you're like, oh no. Like they took that personal. Like,
well, you get to say that. I didn't know. Like I was number 100, and I got to 99. So I didn't really know. I didn't know the top 10 until I was in the NBA. And I started like looking back to see who was my peers, and that was like, okay. Like the only person I ever knew that was like, it was DeMar Johnson. He was ranked number 1 all through. Carlos Boozer, and that was pretty much it. I didn't know the Joe Johnson or Keith Bogans and any of those guys that was up there.
So you mentioned going to the old Drew setup or UCLA runs. What was the LA hoop scene like coming up?
Man, that UCLA run was it was 3 courts going. It would be like, I think UBD, everybody would be on one court, like everybody would be over there. Then, because the middle court, right? It was the middle court, the winter court, and then if you lost, you had to go to the side court. It was just good basketball. I mean, and being so young, being around all those, athletes and everything, it was just great. Like,
because by the time that hit for you, the era of guys there that became stars in the league, now still playing in LA, but you had these young kids that now they're playing, they're future stars. And it was sort of a golden era for LA hoops.
Yeah, when I was playing, or when I was trying to get to that run, there was really no high school kids. There was no high-level high school kids. Barely any. Like there was only one college guy, and he was Jelani Gardner, and he was colder than most of those pros that was on that floor. You know what I mean? So other than that, most of it was just pros. So trying to get in the game was like, man, this is a bull. You know what I mean? So when you did get there, it's more of shell shock because you watching. You watch and, now, these, they get to experience that they junior, sophomore, senior year. You know what I mean? Getting that run, getting adjusted quicker and faster.
Well, who changed that?
Shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
Your class, basically?
No.
08 was a good class.
Game change players, right? This is your era of a style. That's the funny part about it. When you came in when point guards were still trying to be point guards. You know what I mean? They were still, it was on that urge of right before point guards was allowed to just say, let's go. See, I was like Iverson was before me, where they was like, all right, you go to the 2. Then you had, Steve Francis. He was a showcase guy. He wasn't a dominant scorer. Like he was more of oohs and ahs. He didn't really, he put up 16 to 18. So he was just different. Then you had a Marbury, who was that 20 to 24, 8 assists, but he was a ball hog. That was the label. 8 assists, you're a ball hog. So, and then I was just unselfish. You know what I mean? That was, so when you came in, I remember it. You hit the 55, right? And I said, he has 2 options. Either he keeps going, his veterans is gonna try to put a hold on it. And I said, that's where he's at, because he is the new school guard that's gonna come in and make scoring okay. Or I think you still had Michael Redd.
Yeah, Michael Redd was still there.
Yeah, you still got your vet, Michael Redd.
Yeah.
And who else was there?
Bogut was there.
Yeah, Bogut. So I'm like, you already proved that you're like, oh shit, he can put up big numbers. He is the next wave.
Yeah.
So it's either he just says, fuck everybody, this is who I am, adjust to me, or they're gonna try to make him adjust to them.
Yeah. I battled with that too a lot my rookie year.
Yep.
Trying to figure it out, because it was more like, like you said, it wasn't really a thing for point guards to be just scoring like that. So I battled with that a lot. And that's why I feel like I was real inconsistent a lot. And I feel like Milwaukee wouldn't let me be who I wanted to be.
What's so funny? It showed. Yeah. It showed in the game. It showed in the game. It was like very aggressive, and then it was like backseat, kind of aggressive backseat. And I'm like, oh, it's them. He's battling. He's battling who he is right now.
Yeah, even with the high top. I came in there with the high top, all that. They were trying to dumb it down. They were trying to always dumb me down for stuff, and I was just like, oh, I ain't fucking with that. Nah, we gotta, this is who I am. This is what I bring. If I can't be myself, then, that's just, my style is important to me.
Yep.
Who is that on though, to help you with that? The coach, a vet?
It's a little bit of both, because if you're a general manager and you don't know what you have, you can f it up. If you're players and you see something that you don't necessarily agree with, you gotta remember, you're a rookie. Yeah. So my word means a lot. So if I say, yo, stop shooting that shit like that, right? That's the intimidation. Yeah. Because now you're scoring 55 and everybody's like, oh shit, you're the new, AI. And I'm the guy trying to get my career back. Nah, I need to put a halt to you. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? And that's what ends up happening. Yeah. And it's one of those things where if you're not a smart enough coach or general manager to see you have a player who's going to change the game and be ready to trade or sit or bench anybody who's going to interfere with it, you're going to lose that player. And that same era, around that same time, that was happening to you and happened to Tyreek Evans. Yeah, because after my rookie year, we won 46 games. We had a great year. And then we got rid of almost the whole squad. So remember, I'm a rookie, and it's me, Kurt Thomas, we're bonding. Everybody's it's kind of it's all right, look, we just need a couple more pieces. But we end up just getting rid of damn near everybody. And, I wasn't ready for that. As a rookie, I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I'm just yo. And then we don't make the playoffs the next year. So it's that shit, it kind of just fucked me up a little bit.
But if they were building the team around you, that would have made sense. You're saying there was just a transition that did we even have a plan?
Yeah, I just felt like the moves we made after my rookie year, I wasn't rolling with. Just off, because we already had the type of bond and the type of players. I understand John Salmons was there in the backcourt. Bogut, he just had to, stay healthy and things like that. But we went and got mad other people. See,
he experienced the opposite. Usually when you're a high-level player, you're coming into a bad situation. And then it's do you? And then we'll build there. So he's coming into a situation where the team is decent. Yeah. So now he's relying on this team, this team, we're winning. So he's already mentally adjusted to winning. Okay, we're sacrificing, to make, this work. And then it's like, all right, fuck all that, get rid of everybody. Here's your new squad. And you're like, hold on, bro. I went from 46 to 17. Nah.
And I was in that, to be honest with you, I was in that. That's when I had vets that were still, like you said, trying to get their careers back and things like that. So it was battling all that. So now I'm really just kind of like, y'all go ahead. Like, y'all go ahead.
Not to mention coming in from overseas and that hype around that.
So
now that's what I said. It's usually that, like, when you see a player like having a real up, real down, and then he's just sitting, is because he's battling with vets they don't want to let go.
Think about that, Gil. How would you have handled that? All right, there's this young kid, a lot of sensation around him. Seen the mixtape, he goes over and plays overseas. Now he's coming in. How am I going to handle that?
But remember, I had John Wall.
I know.
So I knew I couldn't compete with the future. Right. So instead of me competing, here you go.
Yeah.
Which and I take the back seat because I knew if I want to survive, I have to be able to adjust. He doesn't have to adjust. He's the new guy. You know what I mean? So, that's where I gave the keys to John Wall. When I was a rookie coming in, I got Max Antoine, right? I got Larry Hughes. I got a full squad. When I got in, I didn't give a about none of them. Dude. I remember I'm racing down the court because I talked to Tony Parker. So he's a rookie too. So he's over at so he started. He's with Tim Duncan and Dave Robinson. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, so like what do you do? He's like, in half court, just get them the ball and I'll cut it. And if they pass it, they pass it. If not, on a fast break, I just try to beat them down the court so I can score. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. So that's all I did. I just went to the rebound and took off, right? I tried to take off this area and play. Yeah. And then I remember Antoine, hey, slow down, Rook. Nah, speed up. Speed up. Yeah. So that's how I was getting my points, just trying to hurry and beat them down the court. And then I remember we were bumping heads. First 2 years, it was a bump. Like they were benching me, they were doing all this, and I'm like, if they break me now, I'm broken forever. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized that just like any level, everyone's trying to test where everyone's at. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, if I want to survive, I got to be able to just, you just gonna have to be mad at me. You know what I mean? So after the games, I was getting my ass whooped for not passing. I don't care about none of that. Tie me up, throw me in the water. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that, bro. I'm getting these shots up. Because I got 2 years, so I have to. I'm trying to get to that next contract. I got 2 years. I got fucking less than 100 games. I didn't have no time to just sit back and say, all right, let me just play my position. Try to figure this out. I didn't have that luxury. You know what I mean? But I seen it all the time. I remember when I had to talk to Nate. Like we already had a game plan. Got a game plan. All right, Nate. This is what Nate is gonna do. Be careful. So we come in the game, and I'm like, all right. Watch him on the weak side. Fast break, one-on-one, and he brings it out to the three-point line, run offense. And I'm sitting here like, so after the game, I wasn't gonna say the shit during the game. I was like, yo, what's that? Like, no, bro, you a tiger, bro. I did the research, you was a tiger. Don't come in here passing, bro. I couldn't guard you. You gave me a good ass day. Like I get to sleep tonight. I said, you averaging this, you supposed to come out firing, do what you do. I said, don't mind what he told you, bro. He knows what you do. He put you in the game. Do what you do. Right? And I said, you have to do what you do because a coach will strip you from it. Your players will strip you from it. The fans will strip you from it. So you have to be able to withstand and do what you do, or you get lost because they f confidence up.
Yeah.
Well, Brandon, what you're talking about is identity, and you're saying you don't have a lot of time. Nobody does to come into the league. You got to prove yourself early and stick with that. You got to know your identity, and you're trying to figure that out on the fly, and things can fall off.
Yeah, well, you got what they say our window is three years, right?
Yeah, window's 3, yeah.
No, like 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So you got, you got to go right in there and figure it out.
And you feel like you got all the time in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to play 9 years, in the league. Play 10 years professionally. So, it's a blessing. You just got to look at it, and you just got to keep growing, and just like you said, just keep going and keep moving forward, regardless, with everything.
Yeah, I always look at situations though, like you look at players and you be like, well, if he was on this team, oh my God, he would have been way better. Like, do you do that? Yeah, I do like that. If he had that system, oh man, that would have been hard to guard that system. Because I remember we was playing you guys, right? And Nick was with me the whole time. Because I just got off my knee surgery, so we were like, looking at the scouting report, and they'd be like, all right, Gil, you got to guard Brandon Jennings, and then here come in, oh, yo, he about to tear your fucking knee up. I'm like, what? Like, yo, he gonna hit your ass with one of them, boom, and you gonna like this. Like, yo, hey, that shit used to bother the shit out of me. Bro.
Oh, he was the player, because he didn't name your name. He just said there was a young player.
Yeah, no, it was him. He was Brent. We playing.
We know.
Like, he gonna shake it. He gonna be like, he gonna shake the shit out your knee, bro. Like, so you going on the court like, oh man, please don't hit me with a young fella. I do not want to go through surgery. And then he like now reverting back to the highlight tape I see. It's like, yo, hey, listen. If he drives, bro, y'all gonna do. I am not trying to guard him like that. Like, so AD, be ready. I'd rather guard Michael Redd, even though I don't feel like running around them screens like that. But I am not trying to be shake and baked all goddamn day. But that shit was funny. It said, yeah, my knee's about to fall off.
I think I played you like 4 times my rookie year. Yeah, I think we played preseason, everything. Yep. So we had some battles.
I would have wanted to see those UCLA runs. Those battles. Like you said, it was,
Those runs is where you see the best of someone.
Yeah.
Those runs is where you see the best of someone's capability, because you got to remember, they're not handicapped by a system, a coach, or no rule. Yeah. So you will see players raw. And what you see there, you be like, God dang, like, I'm glad he's there. You know what I mean? Because players will have your number. That like, you can be a 5-time All-Star and you go to UCLA runs and you got a mother fucking you up. Literally busting your ass every summer you get. And he can never do it in the game because he's handicapped.
Yeah, for sure.
He's handicapped by a system. And that is some real, like, that's some real, like, you're handicapped.
You're put in a box.
Yeah.
When you're in there, you're unfiltered.
Unfiltered. That's what I'm saying. So there's guys that's not in the league, that's on benches, that's better than most of the players that's playing. But they don't ever get that opportunity. That opportunity. You're 31, right?
Yes.
Why are you not playing?
Why I'm not playing? I'm not playing because I just fell in love with something else. I'm just moving on with my life. Just far as like the mental outside of basketball. I went through a lot mentally, family and friends and stuff like that. So I'm just in a different space.
Was it the experience? Just the experience of just those 9 years?
Yeah, just those 9 years. And I just needed to start loving myself again and just start doing what's best for Brandon. So I just feel like I'm just doing what's best for Brandon. The vibration when I'm on, my new company, and I just accept it. I did my thing, 10 years, and I just accepted. I'm ready just for the next chapter.
What's so funny is that's when I was in Memphis, right?
Yeah.
I used to watch. I had Jeremy Pargo and Josh Shelby. Those were the 2 rookies that was in with me. So I used to just watch them. They putting their work in, right? Game time comes in, sit the little asses on the bench. Gil get in, right? And I'm training with them, trying to show them how to be professional, show them how to work out, right? I'm not on their level no more, right? I'm not on their level mentally, physically anymore, but they're getting benched because I'm a vet. At the end of that season, I sat there and I had to ask my question, do I love this anymore? Or was there too much bullshit, that just says go a different direction?
Yeah.
So people actually thought I was blackballed because of the gun situation. Like, nah, I played in Orlando after that. I went to Memphis after that. I didn't love it the way I did. And since I didn't love it no more, I don't want to be on one of those guys that sat on the end of the bench holding up a spot for somebody else trying to live their dream.
For sure.
And that was my reason, But, I was looking at you, I'm like, 31, damn, Steph is 32, this person 33, this is your game right here. This is, and I'm looking at like, wait, hold on. He was handicapped in his early career of that style, but this is his style right here.
Sure. Yeah.
And at 31, this motherfucker still go out there and just try to.
No, for sure. I feel like I could still go, for sure.
And I'm like, this is his style of the guard that's in pick and rolls, that guard that gets to go one-on-one, mismatch problems. That way eat this era up. And I said, you was handicapped by my era still, but this is no big. This is
spread play.
This is your era. So I was trying to figure like, yo, man, you must get back up in there.
Yeah, I still could. You might hype me up too.
That's what I said. It's like it's like, I mean, you got to remember, everyone that's still at a high level are actually older than you.
Yeah.
Russell's older, KD's older, James Harden's older, Curry's older, DeRozan's older.
CP, yeah.
That's it. I mean, you know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with speed. You're still faster. Still can shoot like it's one of those.
But the real thing, what Brandon's saying is that people don't understand. Oh, you get millions of dollars to play basketball. You know what you're doing at that pro level. But the point is, if I'm not feeling it, if it's
the
my
mental.
heart's not into it.
It's the mental.
Sometimes
sometimes when you work so hard and you don't see the fruit of the labor, you get discouraged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the free agent year, I know like mentally that hurts too. You know what I mean? You out there busting your ass, you looking at your numbers and this is what I'm gonna get, and they like, you can do it 1 year and you're like,
Yeah. I was butthurt my year when I tore my Achilles, and and then other people got paid, and it's just kind of like, now I got to sign in 1 year. Like it's just like it's just kind of like, here we go.
Yep. And then sometimes the business of basketball screws.
Yeah, it takes the fun away.
It takes the fun away. And people don't realize that the business of basketball sometimes takes the fun away and takes the passion, out of someone's journey.
That's why your team got to be strong, though. You got to have a strong team. And it starts from home, too, though.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make sure your home is straight. You got to make sure the team, everybody's around you. So, I think that's where it starts.
But sometimes even your home situations, no matter how strong it is, they don't understand this part of it because they haven't been there.
Right.
So, no matter, what you're saying when you go back home and they still don't really, don't understand, the battle that you're mentally going through, from, coaching, Rhodes, he's not playing you the way he's supposed to be playing you or what you deserve. This guy's picking on you, you know what I mean? He ain't calling the plays that you know what I mean? Like I remember hearing a Kobe story, which is funny in itself, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Right.
So Kobe's averaging 35, right? He's averaging 35, killing. He's mad at Rudy T because he says, "You're not giving me the ball where I want the ball." right? He's like, wait, what? You're averaging 35. Yeah, you're making me bring the ball up and doing all this, because if I didn't have to do all of this, I could be averaging 40. And I had to think about it like, okay, it actually makes sense. it actually, you thinking I'm giving you the ball early? Like, no, that's not where I want the ball. Just hold on. And that's what the beef was about, though. Like, yo, you ain't giving me where I want that shit.
Yeah.
But he's averaging 35.
That's funny.
So what you're saying there, Gil, is the life and the role of a bucket getter, which is what you were and you are. It's not always welcomed, but it's needed.
It was always needed. There was this, Magic Johnson is the one who made that pure point guard a thing, even though he was, a small forward and he had point guards on his team, but they just end up being scorers. I'm the type of, player and, coach that I want all my players as weapons. I don't want a dead man on the court. Like, I want everyone a utility guy. Everyone can be able to put up, I'm a guard, so I want my guards to score. Like, the more you can score, the easier it is for the pass. If you're coming out thinking pass, he's never gonna get an open shot. If you go in thinking score, that means his man has to help. When he helps, then you pass. So someone like, Russell, the reason he can score, he averages 10 assists ain't because he's passing shit out of the ball. He probably makes 20 passes. You know what I mean? But those 20 passes is here. I'm trying to attack here. You know what I mean? So he's getting 10 assists versus someone who's making 100 passes getting 7 assists. I would rather have a guy trying to score 55 every game than, someone trying to, score 17. 17 don't help me because I'm one of those. If your ability says this is what you can do, I want you to tap into that ability all the time. Those other guys will figure that shit out themselves. You know what I mean? Because you ain't making them better. Their work ethic, their training, their individual work makes them better. And we have this fake notion of the point guard is supposed to make me better. It's not a real thing. If you're a Honda, you're Honda. Right. You're Honda. I can't make you a Ferrari. That's not how that works. You can upgrade your own little piece, get your new engine, put some little spoil. That's what you can do to your own car and make yourself valuable in this game. Sure. You become a three-point shooter. Now when I throw it and pass it, you make sure I didn't make you better. You worked on your game, made you better. But they have this fake notion of guys make each other better. Did Curry make Durant better? Did Durant make Curry better? Is Durant making Kyrie better? Is Kyrie making James? No, just good guys together and they figure that shit out.
Right.
So I want bucket getters. I want.
And you look at guys, Jamal Crawford, Lou Will, Jordan Clarkson. You need those guys. There's going to be a point in the game or a point when you had a plan and that's off. Go do it for us.
Yeah, you got to know how to utilize them though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can have something special and you don't know how to use it. Especially, when I was playing, I hated that 6 man who got buckets. You know what I mean? It's like it was one of those things. Like, man, yo, hey, my guy sub me out.
You're saying that he puts pressure on you.
The starter average is 4, bro. This kid, 21 coming out. I'm not guarding him, man.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, bucket getters.
And that's what ended up happening because you remember back then they had when I was in, you had starters or Ivory.
Royal Ivy?
Royal Ivy. Players like that. He's just there for defense, gonna get to. I can guard him all damn day. I didn't want what was coming off the bench.
Right.
I don't want Jamal Crawford coming off the bench.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's what I said. That's when they had the fake. They had that. Like, I guard Patrick Beverly all day. I do not want to guard Luke Williams coming off the bench. No, thank you. I can have that.
Yeah. So you see what it is. You see how the mind works and the theory there. So let's ask Gil some questions. Dive into it. Ask Agent Zero.
Ask Agent Zero. Is it true, right? When you used to get off planes, they say you used to go to the gym and be in the gym like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And literally be off the plane And like
Because I went by my routine. I had to do like early in my career, I was studying the shooter's wall. You had the rookie wall, and then he has that shooting slump.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out a shooting slump. What is a shooting slump? How do you get in it? How do you get out of it? And I started realizing when I was tracking my shots, how that happens. If you're on a West Coast trip, right, and you got 9 games in 13 days, you ain't really getting no shots up like that. Right. You know what I mean? You go the day before the game or the day of the game, get your pregame shots in, then you play. If you're the star player, taking about 12 to 20 shots, right? And then you have a game the next day, do the same little routine, and then you have a day off, you take the day off, and then, so in that 5-day, span, you took less than 500 shots. Versus when you in the summer, 300, 400 shots a day, 500 shots a day, so your shit is on point. So you're not having a shooting slump, it's just not A1 like you once was. So I had to figure out how to keep the volume up. You know what I mean? So when we landed, 5 o'clock, I try to get to a gym, get my 200-300 shots in, and that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's tight. That's crazy.
It was just trying to find ways to get better because in the summer, we're equal. We all working out 2 times a day trying to, so I have to try to figure out how to get better than you is during the season. So I got to try to catch who I'm trying to catch during the season because I got to put everybody on the same playing field in the summer.
Yeah, I know that DC airport. So I mean, you used to fly from all the way, take another hour just to go back to the arena. And shit.
Yeah, go back to the arena. Yep.
That's crazy.
When I go to town, look for a 24-hour fitness or one of those hotels that had a gym in it. Yeah. So.
That's what you're thinking, that most people, they get off that plane, they want to go home and sleep, but you're saying it's an advantage, you got to find it.
It's one of those things where when the season started, it was really all about the season. So, I didn't use my phone much during the season, all that ticket shit, girlfriend. One argument, we broke up. It's over. It's over. I ain't even got time to be playing those mind games during the season. You didn't, we got off the road. They want to go out to eat. You want to I ain't got time for these little mind games. You know what I mean? So, I tried to, follow the rule of what I thought the old players was doing. Okay. You know what I mean? The Magic Johnson, when you heard those stories. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out how to get better.
Opportunities that you mentioned that were tough about it. The people that that were in your life, they came back to it. Yeah. As an NBA player, you said it was a great part of your life, but that opened doors for you to do other things.
Yeah, just showed my creative side, that we're more than just athletes. Me just tapping into fashion, I'm doing this for all of us, for the next young, NBA player, next NBA player want to come up, or just who in general. I'm just here to just give another, opportunity again, just like I did when I was 19, making my decision to go overseas. So I'm always, trying to be a trendsetter, or, I just do my thing and I just stay in my lane, and I'm always just gonna do me. So, very always.
And it makes so much sense because you're looked at the whole drip, the whole tunnel walk. You're wearing somebody else's stuff, and now you see. Russ has Honor the Gift. Super
Honor the
cool.
Gift.
Why not do it? I'm very knowledgeable about it.
The successful one is going to be the one who puts his love into it. You know what I mean? He said this is his next career, and that's how he has to treat it, like the next career.
Yeah. So, and it's more just being more disciplined, like you said, patience, and being able to trust the process, of it. Because I had Tuck Cross since 2018 to 2021. So, it's 3 years. So, every year we're getting better and better, and like you just said.
That's how you look at it. I remember, I think it was Nelly who said it. He said, people was like, yeah, you fell off. I was like, no, I had a career. A career. A career's ups, downs, peaks, valleys. That's what a career is. You fall, you build back up. You fall, you build back up. Then
you reinvent yourself.
Fizzle. That's
I think the thing that people root for. You reinvent yourself.
Yeah. You know, you gotta try. You gotta try things. You know. So it's like some years, you be safe. You know, because you don't know where the trend's going. Sometimes you try something edgy, and if they don't like it, okay, do something different. Like, that's what I like about Kanye. It tries different things. It just tries it, and then if it sticks, it sticks. If it does, it does. You know what I mean?
He for sure goes for it.
You got to, because you don't know. Maybe it's ahead of its time, right? And no one likes it, and then it creeps back up, and when it creeps back up, you're back at the top. Or something like, oh man, them shoes is not like, I'm looking at the sandals like, man, I need some.
See, that would have worked well with fit. That would have worked well with the
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at like, man, I ain't seen them before.
Yeah, I just picked these up the other day.
Yeah, see, like stuff like that. Yeah. But someone had to really put it to thought and put it out there and try it. You got to. Someone's gonna like it.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. Someone's gonna like it.
Somebody's gonna like it.
Someone's gonna like it.
Somebody's gonna like it. Yeah.
I like what you said. We started off saying pioneer, but we're gonna end on this trendsetter.
Yeah, trendsetter.
We need more trendsetters.
Yeah, we're trendsetters for sure. Hibachi, tough crowd. You
already said. What did you just say? Hibachi, tough crowd, like a collab.
Agent Zero. Hey, you know. Never know.
I gotta step my game up first. I gotta get in. I gotta step my game up first. But
it's a process.
But I mean, tough crowd. That's a clothing brand. Huh? Agent Zero's that seems like basketball gear.
Frame of mind.
That just seems like basketball gear. You know what I mean? Hibachi, that ain't, that's just some basketball gear stuff. You know, jersey, socks and shit.
What do you think?
Never know.
Jersey, little socks and shit.
You never know. We could do AAU. AAU. You never know.
You never know. Brandon?
Yes. Man, thank you guys, man, for having me.
No problem.
With the legend himself.
Two legends here.
You know, it was crazy when my 11th grade year, I think I sent that picture to you. You see the picture I sent you of the shoes? Yeah. I had Adidas make some custom shoes of his and had like Young Money on it in 11th grade.
Yeah, see, that's what you know. You got Adidas making custom shoes for you, bro.
Yeah, it was, And I told him, I was like, yo, when I used to take, we were sponsored by Jordan, and Coach used to get mad because I used to always have my Agent Zeros on. I used to be like, yo, I gotta have these on.